Before the 1840s, there were no public parks in Britain, which is quite an incredible thing to think about from our position now, with lots of free green spaces to enjoy. We've got the Victorians to thank for that. And cholera. As cholera spread in the 1820s, governments took steps to try and stop its progression, including enforcing the quarantine of any ships from the Baltic states where it was rife coming into England. Sunderland, however, decided not to pay too much attention to this, and in 1831, a ship coming into the port brought the disease with it. The ever-practical Victorians decided that people would be healthier if they had some good, clean, fresh air, particularly those in built-up urban areas. It was decided that a parks initiative would provide, for free, places where people could play sports, walk dogs, and perambulate while enjoying beauty like ornamental lakes and extravagant flower beds. Sunderland bought its land from the Mowbray family and started to develop it, and was officially opened in 1857 by John Candlish, twice Mayor of Sunderland and later an MP. The original park was to the south of the railway line and split by Burden Road, with West Park, a small triangular slice of land, to the west. In 1866, an extension to the park was created north of the railway. An ornamental lake and a terrace were added. Thousands of people attended the opening on the 10th of July, which included a parade of over 17,000 children, each given a medal as a memento of the day, with Queen Victoria on one side and the event details on the other. Sunderland's museum had, up until now, been housed in the Athenaeum building on Fawcett Street. This became too small to contain the collections, and so it was decided to build something new next to the park. A foundation stone was laid by Alderman Samuel Story in the presence of former US President Ulysses S. Grant in 1877. 2 years later, we had a shiny new museum, art gallery and winter gardens, the latter designed to look like the Crystal Palace in London. Sunderland was bombed extensively during the Second World War, and a parachute mine damaged the winter gardens irreparably in 1941, causing it to be demolished the following year. This meant that post-war, Mowbray Park was in a bit of a sorry state and became a target for vandalism. It was no longer the pride of the town centre. In the 1960s, the Civic Centre was built on the land of West Park, and an extension was added to the museum building in place of the Winter Gardens. The Queen Mother opened this in 1964. A Heritage Lottery grant of £4 million helped to give the park a new lease of life, and in 2001 it was reopened after an extensive refurbishment and with a newly built Winter Gardens. In 2008, it was voted Best in Britain, a competition created by Briggs & Stratton, beating off opposition from places like Regent's Park in London. Today, Mowbray Park hosts events like concerts, festivals, outdoor theatre productions. Walking around, it's easy to see the people of Sunderland enjoying their free outdoor space as the Victorians had imagined. Whether it's something to take for granted because it's always been there, if you use it every day, or if you drop in now and again when there's something on, we're lucky to have such a beautiful Victorian park at the heart of Sunderland.